KO4. Happy Monday. I'm going to read to you a book that is probably one of my favorite read alouds that we do in school. It's part of the curriculum. We do it at the end of the year, and I just love this book so much. It is called A Porcupine Named Fluffy, and it was written by Helen Lester and illustrated by Lynn Munsinger. Before I read the book, I want you to think about what you already know about porcupines. What do you already know about those guys? They have quills on them that they use to protect themselves in nature. The other thing is, what does fluffy mean? Something that's fluffy is like a blanket or a marshmallow or a stuffed animal or a pillow. Something you'd like hug, fluffy. And can you think of any fluffy things? I just named a few off. So those are some of those things. So
and also like stuffies.
Yep, stuffed animals are fluffy. That was Horatio. So we're going to read this book. Thank you, Horatio. When Mr. and Mrs. Porcupine had their first child, they were delighted. Now he needed a name. Should they call him Spike? No, Spike was too common. Should they call him Lance? No, Lance sounded too fierce. Should they call him Needle Rooser? No, Needle Rooser was too long. Prickles, Pokey, Quillian. Then together they had an idea. Let's call him Fluffy. It's such a pretty name, Fluffy. But soon there came a time when Fluffy began to doubt that he was Fluffy. He's looking at himself in a mirror. He first became suspicious when he backed into a door and stuck fast. That was not a Fluffy thing to do. He was even more convinced when he accidentally slept on his back and poked holes in the mattress. A very unfluffy thing to do. When he tried to carry an umbrella, he knew the truth without a doubt. So what has happened in this story so far? And why is Fluffy unhappy? Fluffy definitely wasn't. So he decided to become fluffier. Clouds are fluffy, he thought. I'll be a cloud. It's at the top of a tree. Probably not the safest choice. But he couldn't stay up. So he basically, the entire tree went down with him. Fluffy. I know, pillows are fluffy, he said. I'll be a pillow. But when his mother sat on him, she was not pleased. So he's sitting on the chair, and his mother sat on his quills. Not happy. He tried soaking in a bubble bath for 45 minutes. But he did not become fluffy. He became soggy. He's very wet and soggy. He tried whipped cream. He put a little on each quill. It was not easy. And it took more than half a day. But this did not make Fluffy fluffy. They should have named me Gooey, he sighed. So he put whipped cream. Not working out to become fluffy. He ate a lot of fluffy marshmallows. He rolled in shaving cream and feathers. He even tried to become a bunny. Marshmallows, shaving cream and feathers, a bunny. But the truth remained, Fluffy wasn't. So what has happened in the book so far? And what are you wondering? Are you wondering if Fluffy is ever going to figure out how to become Fluffy? Is he going to be okay that his name is Fluffy? Let's see. One afternoon, Fluffy set out for a walk, trying to think of ways to become Fluffy. Before long, he met a very large rhinoceros. Grrr, said the rhinoceros. I'm going to give you a rough time. Fluffy didn't know what a rough time was, but he didn't like the sound of it at all. What is your name, small prickly thing? Asked the rhinoceros unkindly. Fluffy, said Fluffy. The rhinoceros smiled. He giggled. Then he laughed out loud. He rolled on the ground. He jiggled and slapped his knees. He roared with laughter. A porcupine named Fluffy, howled the rhinoceros. Fluffy was embarrassed, but he tried to be polite. And what is your name? He inquired, which means to ask. I can't say it, giggled the rhinoceros. Hubert, suggested Fluffy. Oh, help, I just can't say it. I'm laughing so hard, said the rhinoceros. Harold, or maybe Herman, asked Fluffy. No, gasped the rhinoceros. It's hippo. So the rhinoceros's name is Hippo. Hippo? A rhinoceros named Hippo? Fluffy smiled. He giggled. Then he laughed out loud. He jiggled and slapped his knees. He howled with laughter. A rhinoceros named Hippo? Fluffy cried. A porcupine named Fluffy? A rhinoceros named Hippo? It was almost more than they could bear. Hippo and Fluffy rolled on the ground, giggling and laughing until tears were coming out of their eyes. At last they lay exhausted on the ground. From that time on, they were the best of friends. And Fluffy didn't mind being fluffy anymore, even though he wasn't. So, why isn't Fluffy happy with his name in the beginning? And what do Fluffy and Hippo have in common? And what makes them the same? And at the end, why doesn't Fluffy mind being fluffy anymore? If you can tell, I really do love this book. It's so cute, and I love the way it ends. I hope you guys have an awesome Monday and are enjoying your flat teacher projects.
And also, I read that in kindergarten, and it was a pretty good book to me, too.
Horatio also remembers that book in kindergarten, and he likes it. You guys have an awesome Monday. Miss you, friends.